Today we'll be taking up the topic olive ridley turtles. So this article basically says that it's a good year for olive ridley turtles. Lack of human presence has kept the nesting along the Odisha coast undisturbed. It says that because of the COVID pandemic, as people footfall is very less in the coastal areas, the nesting for these olive ridley turtles is going peacefully. So in this context, we'll try to analyze what is this olive ridley turtle and why is it important with respect to prelims, and what are the challenges the species is facing, and how we have to analyze this topic with respect to mains. So starting with, what is this olive ridley turtle? So these are basically sea turtles, sea based turtles, right? So these sea turtles are mainly found in three regions. Those are Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and Indian Ocean regions. So in these three regions, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and Indian Ocean regions, warm water regions of these three oceans, we can find these olive ridley turtles living. So this is the habitat for the olive ridley turtles. And this species is in news from the past 2 years. And also one of the important point for these turtles is these are the smallest and most abundant of the sea turtles. Among all the sea turtle species, these are the smallest and most abundant species, right? The olive ridley turtles. Now, what is so unique about these olive ridley turtles? One unique feature about these olive ridley turtles is that they do mass nesting. Mass nesting. Nesting is basically a process where a particular species actually lays the eggs, right? This is known as nesting. The eggs are laid and they are nurtured. This process is known as nesting. So one unique feature about these turtles is that they do mass nesting. That means thousands and thousands of turtles come together to the coasts to lay eggs. So this is a wonderful picture. You can see it in Google also. It's a very beautiful picture to see. Thousands of turtles come together to lay eggs, and this process is known as Aribada. Arribada. Aribada. Right? This term is important with respect to prelims because straightforward they can ask what is Aribada and 4 options can be given. So we have to know that Aribada is nothing but mass nesting phenomenon observed in olive ridley turtles, right? So this is one important term, Aribada. And also these turtles are carnivores. Turtles are carnivores. Now this is an important thing to remember because like even the small details are also enough, because if you analyze 2019 prelims paper which I have appeared for, there was a question saying in which one statement was some turtles are herbivores, right? So that statement has put me into confusion because I personally grow a turtle here as my pet in my home, but I know only turtles were omnivores or carnivores, but there are few species of turtles which are herbivores also. So whenever a species ends up in the newspaper, we have to analyze it through various dimensions because question can come from any dimension. That's why I want to say this. So they are basically carnivores. And there are some turtle species which are herbivores also, right? So coming to the mating season, these turtles, they appear in the news only from November to May. November to May. Because in the month of November, they basically start the mating process. In the month of February, they start nesting process. And in the month of around April to May, these eggs start hatching, right? This is the process. So November to May is the crucial period for olive ridley turtles. This also we have to remember, like in which part of the year these olive ridley turtles actually come to the coast for nesting. We have to have a fair enough idea. So this is one important point. Now, with respect to olive ridley turtles, we need to remember some places, especially the coast of Odisha, because every year we see olive ridley turtles coming for nesting in thousands of number to Odisha coast. Now within this state of Odisha coast, there are 3 important places where we can find this nesting. The first one is Rushikulia Beach. Rushikulia Beach. Rushikulia. Rushikulia Beach in Ganjam district of Odisha. Rushikulia Beach in Ganjam district of Odisha. This is one important place. The other important place is Gahirmatha Beach. Even this is located in Odisha. Gahirmatha Beach. And the speciality with this Gahirmatha Beach is this is world's largest nesting site for olive ridley turtles. World's largest. Right? Gahirmatha Beach. This is the second important place. And the third important place is Devi Beach. Devi Beach. So these three are important nesting sites for olive ridley turtles, which we have to remember with respect to prelims. Because straightforward they can ask Gahirmatha Beach located in Odisha, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. So we have to be able to tackle such questions. And also there is a Gahirmatha Marine Sanctuary also in Odisha. We have to know this also. So these are some important places where we can find these olive ridley turtles, right? And now, before discussing more about olive ridley turtles, we need to know some important terms with respect to environment. With respect to GS and even for prelims, there are some 2 to 3 important terms. The first one is IUCN status. IUCN status. IUCN is International Union for Conservation of Nature. What this organization does is, it basically segregates animal species into different sections depending on the risks they are facing. Right? This IUCN organization categorizes species into different levels based on the severity and the risk which the particular species is facing. For example, we have Royal Bengal tiger in India, which has endangered status according to IUCN. Royal Bengal tiger has endangered status. If we take example of elephants in India, they too have endangered status according to IUCN. Right? If we take the example of one-horned rhinoceros, that has vulnerable status with respect to IUCN. Right? So in this way, there are some 3 to 4 sects called vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, extinct, extinct in the wild, near threatened. These are different ways in which this IUCN organization categorizes the species. Now, as a part of that, olive ridley turtle is given vulnerable status by IUCN. Vulnerable status. So olive ridley turtles was given vulnerable status by IUCN. And not only this animal, any important animal you find in the newspaper or in the current affairs, the first thing I suggest to do is note down the IUCN status of that particular species and where is it found. These two are important things, because these two are some areas from where we actually have seen many prelims questions. So these two are the must things. If you find any species, just note down the IUCN status. So for olive ridley turtles, it is vulnerable. Right? These are some important points, and I have already told you these are found in Pacific, Atlantic and Indian Ocean warm regions. So they might confuse you saying this is endemic to India, only found in India. So such kind of options you have to be careful. So these are also found in Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean also. Right? So these are some important factual things about olive ridley turtles with respect to prelims. Now we will try to analyze what are the threats being faced by these olive ridley turtles and what are the significant steps being taken by the government. So some of the major threats faced by these turtle species are unfriendly and uncontrolled fishing practices is the first thing. Uncontrolled fishing practices. So they are trying to trawl or recover how much fish they feel like. So because of this, even turtle species are being killed in this process. So sustainable fishing is not there. Uncontrolled fishing practices is the major threat to these turtles. The second one is waste management. Because of improper waste management, the coastal area is getting polluted, and this is having an effect on the nesting process of these turtles. Improper waste management is second important thing. The third one is tourism. There must be a balance between tourism and environment. But because of more and more human presence in the coastal areas also, this nesting process and mating process of the turtles is getting affected. Right? So Odisha coast, majorly these turtles come. So because of increase in tourism there, in the beaches, development of the beaches, those species are actually finding it difficult for nesting. So third important reason is tourism. The fourth important term which we have to know is light pollution. This is an emerging challenge for this sea species, the species which live in the sea and in the coastal areas. Light pollution is the emerging problem. Now, what is this light pollution? To attract different fishes as a process of fishing, fishermen use these big intensity lights to recover fishes, so that whenever they use that huge intensity of lights, usually fishes come there and it's easier for them to catch the fish. Now, because of this, the turtle species are facing misorientation. They're getting confused. And what about the small hatchlings? The small turtles which hatch in the coastal regions, they slowly get back to the sea. But they could not reach their destination into the sea just because of this light pollution. They're getting misoriented and confused because of different sources of light. So this is a major impact on the sea organisms, light pollution. Right? And the other important reason is poaching. Poaching is very much extensive with respect to these turtles, olive ridley turtles. So these turtles are basically poached for three things: for their leather and shell and meat. So meat, shell and leather. For these three reasons, these olive ridley turtles are being poached. So this is also a major problem for the olive ridley turtles. And these are some of the threats. Now, if we come to the different government initiatives, the first initiative which we have to discuss about is Operation Oliva. Operation Oliva. As the name suggests, this is related to olive ridley turtles. And as a part of this operation, Indian Coast Guard annually, it ensures that the journey of these olive ridley turtles is safe throughout the ocean. This is a particular mission. This is Operation Oliva, conducted by Indian Coast Guard. Right? These two important things we have to remember. So first mission is Operation Oliva. The second one is Operation Save Kurma. Operation Save Kurma. This is the second operation. So under this operation, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, we have discussed about this organization before in the previous classes. Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, as a part of this mission, tries to prevent poaching and killing of these turtles. Right? Operation Save Kurma. This is the second important initiative taken by the government. And the third one is Wildlife Protection Act. Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It was amended in the year 2006 to include these sea turtle species under the protection of this act. In 2006, Wildlife Protection Act 1972 was amended to include this sea turtle species into the protection under this act. Right? So these are the three important initiatives taken by the government. Now we will discuss about important initiatives taken by Odisha state government. Last year, November 2019 year, Odisha state government has taken a very drastic step. It actually banned fishing along the Odisha coast from the month of November till the next year May. Means from November 2019 to May 2020, Odisha sea coast has banned fishing, but however not completely, only till 20 kilometers from the coastline. So from 20 kilometers from the coastline, fishing was prohibited in the state of Odisha. This initiative was taken by Odisha state government itself from the month November to May. So this was one major initiative. We can cite such initiatives in our answers. When we are writing answers under government initiatives, we have to cite such initiatives. The second initiative taken by Odisha government was TEDs, Turtle Excluder Devices. So basically it has suggested turtle excluder device. This is a device that is adjusted to the fishing nets, so that when they do fishing, there would be an escape way from which the turtles can escape and only they can catch the fish. So in this way, we need not unnecessarily kill turtles. and we can do fishing also. This is the middle path. The second initiative by Odisha state government is turtle excluder devices, right? So these are some of the initiatives. And also with respect to this conservation of species, another important convention is CITES, CITES. CITES. This is Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. So as the name suggests, as the definition suggests, this basically tries to stop international trade or illegal trade of different species. So olive ridley turtles are included under this convention also, under Appendix 1, right? So these are some important points with respect to olive ridley turtles. And overall, if we analyze this topic, the conclusion has to be, we have to connect this to sustainable development. See, fishing is important, economic activities are also important, port development is also important, tourism is also important. All these bring revenue and all these generate huge employment opportunities. At the same time, environment is also equally important. So the way forward should be sustainable development. And also we can connect this topic to Sustainable Development Goal 14. 14. This Sustainable Development Goal 14 says life below water conservation. Right? So we can connect this topic, or we can analyze this topic with respect to SDG 14. Sustainable development should be the way forward. So this is today's topic. Tomorrow we'll come up with new topic. Yes, as ma'am has suggested, I would like to tell two things: consistency and competitiveness. These two should be there for an individual. Every day, whatever class is told, if you revise it on that day itself, it would be very easy for you. You can retain it for more days. Otherwise, it would seem like Greek and Latin for you after a few days if you open the notes. And just imagine the difficulty of this examination. Around 10 lakh people write this exam every year, appear for this exam every year, and hardly 700 to 800 candidates are selected. And it 3 levels of examination: prelims, mains, and interview. At any stage, if you fall back, you have to start from the scratch again. So I am suggesting consistency should be the motivating force for you. It should take you forward in your preparation. Consistency is maintained, then whatsoever, definitely you will be reaching your goal. If not in 1 year or 2 years, whatsoever it may be, if you are consistent in your efforts, definitely that will take you a long way ahead.